Emily, her face smeared with soot, attacks the kitchen floor, scrubbing with furious energy. Emma lounges at the kitchen table, filing her nails with an air of serene indifference. Their mother watches Emma, her gaze soft and doting, a silent promise of unwavering support. Suddenly, the mother barks sharp orders at Emily, shattering the quiet. The kitchen becomes a stage for blatant favoritism. Sunlight illuminates the living room as Emily sits, her brow furrowed in concentration over her cross-stitch. Emma lounges on the sofa, flipping through a magazine with a bored expression, a hint of disdain in her eyes. Their mother enters, her gaze immediately drawn to Emma, admiration lighting up her face. Mother's voice rings with affection. "Emma, darling, you look absolutely radiant today. That dress is simply stunning on you." Mother's tone shifts. "What are you doing, Emily?" Emily responds quietly. "Just working on my cross-stitch, Mom," as Mother announces. "Well, don't forget to help with dinner later. Emma and I are going out." A startled rooster crows, its shrill cry cutting through the morning calm. Emily's peaceful stitching turns to dismay as her cross-stitch tumbles into the well. Panic seizes her as she kneels at the well's edge, peering into the darkness. The well looms a dark, silent abyss that swallows both light and hope. Lost in the well's shadow, her needlework descends into unseen depths. Driven by despair, Emily approaches the well, her face a mask of grim determination. With a surge of resolve, she begins her perilous descent into the dark abyss. Halfway down, her grip falters, a moment of panic flashes across her eyes. Her hands lose their hold, and she plunges into the well's lightless depths. A scream echoes as Emily plummets further, swallowed by the well's cold embrace. Darkness claims her as she disappears into the infinite abyss below. Bathed in sunlight, a magical garden bursts into view as Emily arrives. She pauses, taking in the fantastical flora and fauna surrounding her. Disoriented yet unscathed, Emily marvels at the surreal landscape. The garden pulses with life, a symphony of color and sound enveloping Emily. Sunlight drenches a vibrant garden, painting the lush greenery with golden hues. Emily, with eyes full of wonder, wanders barefoot through the serene landscape. A small rabbit strains, its nose twitching with comical desperation towards a tempting carrot. The carrot lies just beyond reach, a cruel temptation for the determined creature. In the enchanted garden, a single rose hangs its head, its vibrant color fading into a somber shadow. Emily moves with purpose, her footsteps barely disturbing the stillness as she retrieves water from a crystal-clear stream. With infinite care, Emily cradles the rose as she nourishes it with life-giving water, hoping to restore its lost beauty. The garden responds with a breathtaking miracle. The rose awakens, unfurling in a burst of color and vitality, its petals glowing with renewed life. Emily embarks on a winding path, the air alive with the promise of discovery. The quaint cottage emerges, a floral tapestry of climbing roses and vibrant window boxes. The walls of Holly's cottage whisper tales of comfort and charm. Emily approaches the cottage door, her presence a gentle intrusion into this floral sanctuary. She pauses, her hand raised in anticipation, ready to knock and perhaps awaken the secrets within. A soft knock echoes, a delicate summons to the haven within. At the entrance of her cozy cottage, Holly greets Emily with a warm smile, inviting her into a world of gentle light and herbal scents. "Welcome, Emily. Please, come in. I can offer you shelter." and perhaps a task if you're willing. Holly proposes a simple yet significant task. Each morning, I'd like you to cover my bed with feathers. It's a simple thing, but it helps me keep track of something important. The cottage glows warmly, filled with the promise of shelter and purpose as Emily steps inside. Inside the quaint cottage, Emily delicately arranges feathers, her brow furrowed in intense concentration. Holly sets a steaming bowl of food before Emily, the warmth of the cottage enveloping them. Emily pauses, her gaze drawn to the rising steam, a moment of quiet contemplation. The cozy cottage offers solace, a stark contrast to the harsh world beyond its walls. Holly watches Emily, her expression a mix of concern and affection in the warm light of the cottage. Sunlight floods Holly's cottage, casting a warm glow over Emily as she sits by the window. Despite Holly's kindness, a shadow of homesickness darkens Emily's face. Tears welling in her eyes, Emily whispers, "I miss home, Holly, so much." Holly, with a comforting smile, responds, "I understand, dear. It's natural to long for what you know." Emily looks out at the unfamiliar landscape, her heart heavy with longing. Holly guides Emily toward the majestic golden door, its surface shimmering with a beckoning light. The golden door radiates a soft, inviting light, promising solace. Holly's voice rings with certainty as she assures, "This will lead you home." Emily turns towards the golden door. A flicker of hope and trepidation dances in her eyes. Emily steps through the golden door, anticipation shimmering in her eyes. A torrent of gold engulfs her, transforming her very essence. Her simple clothes are instantly replaced by a magnificent gown, shimmering with ethereal beauty. The threads of fate intertwine as her lost cross-stitch materializes back into her hands. Her eyes widen, reflecting a newfound sense of wonder and destiny. Bathed in golden light, she embraces her transformation, ready to face the unknown. Emily emerges from the well, now draped in radiant gold. Her mother's face registers a moment of utter disbelief. Her sister stares, her shock a mirror of her mother's. The scene radiates with a sense of surreal transformation and stunned silence. Sunlight bathes the cozy living room as Emily begins her tale, her voice brimming with happiness. Her mother and sister listen intently, their eyes widening with each twist and turn of her unexpected journey. The mother clutches her chest, her heart swelling with pride and disbelief. The sister leans forward, hanging on every word, captivated by the story of hard work and unexpected rewards. Avarice etches deep lines onto the mother's face as she plots to exploit her daughter's destiny. The mother begins to manipulate Emma, weaving a web of deceit to mirror Emily's path. Emma's hesitation flickers across her face, yet the lure of wealth proves too tempting to resist. Emma acquiesces, drawn by the mirage of an easy route to affluence. Emma stands at the well's edge, the cross-stitch clutched in her hand, a moment of resolve hardening her gaze. With deliberate motion, she casts the cross-stitch into the dark abyss, the fabric disappearing into the depths. Feigning distress, Emma leaps into the well, her body plunging into the unknown. The well stands silent, concealing Emma's fate within its depths. Emma arrives abruptly in the magical garden, her landing less than graceful. Her face contorts in annoyance, the magical garden failing to impress. "Ugh, dirt and bugs everywhere," she exclaims, her disgust palpable. She eyes her surroundings with disdain, the enchanted flora doing little to improve her mood. The vibrant colors and magical aura of the garden stand in stark contrast to her sour expression. In a magical garden bathed in sunlight, a fluffy rabbit battles a giant carrot. Emma strolls indifferently through the lush greenery, her expression bored. The rabbit tugs harder, its tiny body straining against the enormous vegetable. Emma pauses, casting a dismissive glance at the struggling creature. In the magical garden, a lone rose hangs its head, its once bright petals now fading into the somber hues of decay. Emma, with a face devoid of emotion, watches the rose's slow demise. A sigh escapes her lips as she murmurs, "Too much effort." Her words hang in the air, as heavy as the scent of dying blooms. Holly greets Emma at the cottage door, her smile radiating warmth and welcome. Inside the snug cottage, Holly explains the undertaking to Emma, echoing her previous conversation. Emma nods, her agreement shadowed by a hint of reluctance. Emma sighs, accepting her fate with a mix of resolve and resignation. "All right, I'll do it," Emma finishes with a hint of displeasure. "But this is going to be a pain." Inside Holly's cottage, a scene of utter chaos unfolds. Emma listlessly scatters feathers across the bed, her heart clearly not in the task. Weariness overtakes her as she pauses, the weight of her unfinished chore evident in her slumped posture. Giving in to her exhaustion, Emma abandons the bed, the feathers left scattered and forgotten. The cottage lies in disarray, a testament to Emma's abandoned efforts. Inside Holly's cottage, a stern displeasure tightens Holly's features. With a decisive gesture, Holly points towards the exit, her command clear. Holly demands, "It's time for you to leave." Emma's eyes sparkle with anticipation, her gaze fixed, awaiting her reward. Emma expects a cascade of shimmering gold. Holly leads Emma toward the shimmering promise of the golden door. Emma, with a mix of anticipation and trepidation, takes the first step through the threshold. An instant later, a crushing wave of mud engulfs Emma, obliterating her hopeful expression. The golden door, once a symbol of promise, now stands as a cruel mockery of Emma's hopes. Holly watches, her expression unreadable, as Emma stands drenched and defeated. From the depths of the well, Emma rises, a figure draped in grime, marking a stark contrast to the world above. Her mother watches, a silent scream frozen on her face, as the reality of Emma's ordeal crashes over her. Humbled by her experience, Emma finally understands the value of hard work. She joins Emily in their daily chores, finding happiness and success in their shared efforts.